Well, welcome to Smile and Spread a Little Joy. That's what we were all born to do, to share our smile. Our smile is our gift, and that's support, motivate, invest, love, and educate. And today I have a smile for you. We're going to strike out against drugs with David Sanchez, and he has a program. He was on before, but this program has evolved, and we have part 2 here to share with David Sanchez. Now, what I want you to do briefly, I'm going to go through the smile. I know the last show, and I expand on it because there's people who are tuning in all the time saying, what is smile and this? So I'm just going to try to incorporate that a lot until everybody has it memorized. The S is for support, the M is for motivate, the I is for invest, the L is for love, and the E is for educate. And now, if you want to do that, support. It takes a whole village to raise one child. Strike out against drugs. They're a part of that village that's helping us with our elders and our youth. And then the M is motivate. What's the motivation? You'll hear his story. That is the motivation to give back. Sometimes we have to hit bottom or whatever before we go, oh, wow. And it gives us that heart to help others. So that was the motivation. Invest, giving back. That's what he's living to do. He's giving back through his pain and his tribulation. He's giving back and investing in the youth, in the community. And then the love, the L. Why is he doing that? Not only does he love himself now, but he loves what it's going to do for the future. He loves the end result. And the education, the school of hard knocks, regular schooling. Sometimes we think we know it all. He's constantly evolving and educating. So that's the smile I'm giving you today. And without any further ado, David Sanchez again, and I'm going to have him back again and again and again until this drug problem is eradicated. Welcome.
How are you?
I'm
good
doing
to see you
good.
Again. It's good
Yes.
to see you again. Thanks for having me back.
Yes. I mean, I just had to. And when you said that you've expanded the program, I said, oh, yes. You got to share that smile.
Oh, yeah, we've grown immensely. You know, in the last year, somebody quoted something to me not too long ago. They also have a nonprofit foundation where they feed the homeless and do the kind of stuff that we do. And he told me, you know, David, it took me 7 years to get to do what you've done in this last year.
Wow.
So you should be very proud of yourself.
Yes.
And that really hit home with me.
Yes.
You know, first of all, I give it to God. You know, I mean, first
Yes.
and foremost, we give all the glory to God for everything that happens in our lives, moving forward in the things that we do. Strike Out Against Drugs is a program that I'm the founder of, and that I am the outreach director of. And from a year ago, we've been doing so many things.
Yes, what you told me.
That have occurred. You know, events. You know, a year ago, I made a goal that I wanted to be in the schools, in front of the children, giving my message, having my crew together, and so they could give their messages. And we've accomplished that goal in the last year. We're now doing Boys and Girls Clubs. I'm trying to get a contract with all the Boys and Girls Clubs of Los Angeles. We've been doing a lot of them, and hopefully we'll be able to continue to do all the Boys and Girls Clubs. We got a few major sponsors that are helping us out. Under Armour is one of them. They help us out with clothing for the homeless kids and stuff like that. You know, brand new stuff. And things have just been going so great. And
you know what I want to do before we even miss out on this is to give the website. I know it's a nonprofit organization. To give the website so people can reach you. So look in your camera there and give the website.
Okay, it's www.strikeoutagainstdrugs.com.
Yes.
On that website, it's going to tell you everything that we're involved in, everything, our mission statement, what our focus is. You'll be able to go to the website and go onto the referral section. If you're needing some help with your family, if you're needing some help with your kids, anything under the sun, you can go to the website, and there's some buttons you can hit that'll take you to all these different organizations that can help you out in whatever you need done. We have a few referrals for children that are in a crisis, that don't know where to turn, don't really want to talk to their parents about stuff. We have a 24-hour hotline that they can call and get whatever help that they need. Yeah.
So right now, are you in Pasadena at all?
No, right now we're basically based around Los Angeles. All of our events that we've been doing have been in the Los Angeles area.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. And do you have any events coming up, later on this year, like June, July?
Oh, we do. I just actually got some people that do the Summer Night Lights Foundation, where they do a lot of carnivals and events they're doing, I think, 35 parks. We've just been invited to do all of that with them. We do a feeding down at Skid Row off of San Julian and 5th Street. With another organization called the Chilo Foundation, who is a great organization that has partnered up with me, and we do a lot of stuff
collaboration.
together.
I always want that, always.
And we go down there and we feed about 400 people every last Sunday of the month. I have another organization called the Drug Free World, and they're really with me. All the Boys and Girls Clubs and community centers that we do, they're with me because they have a great message also. They have the facts about the drugs message. We have the real story about the drugs. So with their organization, my organization together, it makes a powerful.
Yeah, and I know from a year ago, you have just evolved so much. I had to have you back. And I'm going to be running a video, a recent video regarding Strike Out Against Drugs. And as he sends information in, updated information, you can go to my website, or I'll update the program and continue to run it, because this is something really close to my heart too. Not only the homeless, which I call the unsheltered, but the ones that are on drugs. And there's a lot of people addicted to other things, and they think they don't have a problem, but it's waiting until Prince Charles or somebody famous, and then they get the exposure, Betty Ford. But right now in our community, we need to strike out against it. They don't have anybody coming up in our neighborhood saying, oh, this. They didn't recognize it until somebody famous, speaks out about it, like depression. Oh, now it's a thing that we're talking about. But so a lot of people get on the drugs because of depression. And there's a lot of things. Now, with you, I'm going to ask it again. I know you were on before, and I asked this question 90% of the time. What is it that you love doing so much you would do it even if you did not get paid?
Well, I've lived a life of addiction.
Right.
I've lived a life of prison. I've lived a life of not having any kind of personal boundaries in my life at all. And because of that, my life was always a spiral. Nothing ever really made any kind of sense to me. Through my program, when we go into the schools, we also teach a lesson on developing, implementing, and maintaining healthy personal boundaries. I mean, this is stuff that we weren't taught when we were kids.
Exactly.
When we were in school, if we were depressed, it was just deal with it. If we were getting picked on, it was just deal with it. And nobody ever brought to us how to cope with these type of situations. And that's a lot of the problem with the kids today. They don't know how to set up personal boundaries where they can feel good about themselves when they say no. Where they can feel okay with themselves, even though the other person might not like what they're saying.
Exactly.
And it's very important that we teach the kids today, these things, because that has a lot to do with them falling into the wrong categories as they're growing up. It has a lot to do with them falling into gangs and getting into drugs and things like that are going on in our life. We have, there's never in history has there been a drug problem like there is today, especially with our younger youth. Kids are joining gangs, and they're doing drugs at a record low age.
Exactly,
You know,
exactly.
There's examples of kids that are joining gangs at 9 years old and already doing drugs. And I see that because I did that too. You know, at the age of 15, I was already a junkie. And you know, behind that, it took so much of my life away. So if I was to answer your question, what would I do even if I didn't get paid? Well, I don't get paid. And I try to give back, and I wanna.
And you've been doing that from a younger age, I bet. Even in the turmoil, in your personality, even before you. What I'm trying to get out here is parents watch out for those signs and early nurture that gift. And before you got quote unquote tainted with the drugs and all of that, like 5 or 6 years old, what were you doing, and what was things that you actually loved to do or wish you could do? You know, can you think back that far?
5 years old.
5 or 6. You've been doing it really up until you were 13.
Well, you know, I've always here's the thing is I've always been a speaker.
You go.
I've always been able to get people's attention.
There you go.
From a young age, I was always able to do that.
That's it. I wanted it to come out your mouth.
Right, and that's progressed into, you know, some powerful messages that me and my organization, you know, I have other people that speak with me also. The message that we have, because we've learned to bring that message out the correct way and get people's attention, it's just a powerful.
And I bet you were like me.
Really
your
is.
mouth got you in trouble and out of trouble.
Absolutely.
And out of trouble, right?
And absolutely.
You can talk your way out of trouble?
Absolutely.
And you got in trouble. Oh, Lord, this is my brother probably. Because I did the same thing. I would talk, get myself in trouble. But guess what? I can talk myself out of it. Yeah. I don't think nobody else could work it like us. Come on, go. Woo. So that's the advantage of it sometimes. Closed mouth don't get no food.
That's right.
Sometimes we get some blessings there. So I really want to know, as far as your other events, like you have anything coming up immediately in June or July? I know you said the festivals, but ongoing you have the program to feed the homeless, right? And I want you to give the number again for those who may be just tuning in.
The website is www.strikeoutagainstdrugs.com.
Okay.
If you want to call me direct, you absolutely can. It's area code 323-481-1978.
Okay, good. I want to make sure. And don't be too proud, people. Don't be too proud. I was homeless for 6 months and was too proud to tell my friends. And I had one of my daughters, the youngest, was with me when I was homeless. And we stayed in our van and we hid it and this and then the other, ha ha ha, sharing the smile. But sometimes, you know, that pride, there's a lot of things that, and resources out there. Just like where I'm going with this, even with the drugs, don't be too proud. If you're homeless, you need help, don't be too proud. Come on, smile. I'll smile with you. SMILEandSpreadALittleJOY.com. And I may put a link to Strike Out Against Drugs. We have to collaborate. It takes a village. And just because you don't like her weave or this and that and the other, like what she said to you yesterday, don't mean there's not a talent. You got to learn to work together. Work together and collaborate. You don't have to go to happy hour with them. Just work together for a common purpose and cause. Now, with you, like you said, you have a whole team. And I bet you worked at a job. If you worked 30 years, them 30 years you didn't like everybody. Or you work at a hospital. Or you work at a school. You don't like everybody, but you got to love them. But you're working for that common cause. We got to learn to do that all across the board, all across the cultures. All right? Now, I like this. Strike out, sending a positive message. And then you're wearing what you're about.
Absolutely.
And you don't know what you wear. One day, I'm going to get back to Strike Out. Somebody said, I'm a B. And so I called her that. And she thought I was offending her. I said, no, I was reading your shirt. So watch what you wear, and if people treat you like what you wear, hello, do I need to say more? And I had a shirt that had M&M, the M and the M melts in your mouth and not in your hand. I'm roller skating and somebody tried to see if it melted in their mouth and not in their hand. I was wearing the message. So you got to be careful on what you put out there. doesn't mean that that gives a person the right to violate or disrespect you. But sometimes you're inviting it, and then you go, why did they do that? You forgot you wore "be with an itch" on your shirt, or "touch me, see if it melts in your mouth." So be careful with that. Be careful with that. I got to get that real, because some people think it's innocent. It's my body. I can wear what I want to. But just like Tina Turner, I wouldn't dress like her. Back in the day, well, I did. I probably dressed worse than her. But all I'm saying in this is be ready to handle the attention that it attracts. So you can wear whatever you want, but can you handle the attention it attracts? That's the key. Be yourself, be free, be expressive, whatever you want to do. But can you handle the attention it attracts? That's the final message on that. Why did I go there? I don't know. This is Strike Out Against Drugs. And sometimes we have to go to that segue, and we get in trouble for that.
Yeah, I'm one to always go off base of what the conversation starts at, and I get into all kinds of things all the time when I
because
talk.
It's a thing. Like, as people would assume with you with the tattoos and this, I'm saying, they would assume one thing, but then it's not that. Or they assume with this gray hair or whatever, that I should be on a breathing machine or whatever. So people assume, but if you can handle the attention, I can handle my gray. Some people can't. They'll cover it up. They'll clear all. I ain't mad at you, because I got my little weaves at home too. I got my little wigs at home too. I got all of that. So basically, if you can handle it, do it. Right. And I'm looking, you love music, right?
I do.
Why? How can I tell that? He got music notes in his ear. Hello. Okay. And I know you love the Lord, right? How can I tell that? He got a cross right here on your chest here. You are pretty much wearing who you are.
Well, when I talk, I also run a sober living, 81 bed sober living in downtown Los Angeles called the Beacon of Hope. And I get to work with, 81 people all day long. It's a faith-based program. It is a Christian program. And I do a lot of the Christian groups that go on there. Mm-hmm. And I like to ask the question to people that come in is, do you believe in Jesus Christ? And, automatically people will say, yeah, it's a Christian program. They're there for Christian. They'll raise their hand, and my next statement will be, well, I didn't always believe in Jesus Christ. Mm-hmm. And then, I go into telling them how God changed my life, mm-hmm. The things that, how it happened to me, and how God changed my life in an instant. Mm. It wasn't with me. It was from this to this in a minute's time. And mm-hmm. within the time of one song.
I was hard-headed.
I was at another program. I was asked to go to church. I wouldn't do it. Mm-hmm. I refused to do anything. I had mm-hmm. all this built up stuff from being in prison most of my life, that I'm not supposed to like you because of your color. I'm not supposed to like you because of your race. I'm not supposed to like you because of who you're hanging out with. Mm-hmm. And I was always taught that throughout my life, that this is a way that I'm supposed to be. This is how I'm supposed to be. And I always looked at people in on the prison yards that were carrying the Bible as weak. Mm-hmm. I would make fun of them. Mm-hmm. I would talk about them.
Me too.
And then, come to find out that they were actually the strongest people on the yard, mm-hmm. because they were going against all odds to just give God his praise. Mm-hmm. When everybody else was talking about him and everybody else was going against him. Mm-hmm. And it took me a long time to realize that. Mm-hmm. And when I finally started realizing that, like I said, it was an instant. I went to church, not really wanting to go, just something told me, hey, go check it out. Went in there, and that instant, a song played, and I was saved.
Mm-hmm. Now, are you the only child, or what?
I'm the youngest of 6.
Oh boy, how many boys?
All 6 boys.
Ooh, Lord, Mama, pray for Mama living. Mama living.
No, Mama's gone. Daddy's
happy
gone.
Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day, Mom.
Mm-hmm. And your dad's gone?
My father's gone also.
All six of you, the boys are living?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and you're
I'm the baby.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
I'm the baby.
Lord have mercy. Thank you.
And I've got a chance to preach the word of God to all my family.
Really?
Which is a great thing. At first when I started preaching the word of God, because God really just slapped me and said, "You're doing this for me now. Your old life is gone. You got this new life now, and you're doing everything for me from now on."
Do you have any children?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
So do your brothers have children?
Yeah.
So you're
Yeah,
mentoring. Don't tell me they're all boys.
No. I have nieces and nephews.
Whew.
Yeah.
Boy, yeah. I know you. Okay, Grandma, you got some girls out there. So that's good. You're going to be a really good example for them and how to change and all of that. Are any of your other siblings into the program, or were they addicted or anything like that?
Well, the one that's right over me.
You don't have to mention names. Don't mention names.
Yeah, my older brother. He led the same life that I did. We grew up. We're 2 years apart. We grew up at the same time.
You don't told
and he's
on
the second youngest. But he's straightened out his life. He's not as spiritual as I would like him to be, but he is spiritual. But he's actually another one of the founders of Beacon of Hope, but he has moved on recently to another job. But he spreads the 12-step recovery to people, and he's awesome at it. He's a great speaker.
Well, come on now, I can talk. Which one of your parents were the speaker, and your dad or your
Probably
mom?
my dad.
Yeah,
my dad.
Okay.
Probably my dad.
So in that, your education, I know, was the streets, the school of hard knocks, like me, and my story is, you have to have a parental consent to hear my story, and I know, really, truly, and if you really look at it, the Bible, if they made a movie truly on the Bible, it would be rated R, X, and you know that, because a lot of people have baggage and stories to tell, and I, with my smile, am into the backstory. I'm into the backstory. Even when they had cribs and Pimp That Ride or whatever, and they would show all of the glory, I was more interested in the backstory. Just like when I watched the Olympics, I'm more interested in the backstory on how they got there and the work they put into it. And you've put in a lot of work for this recovery. Even though you said it was instant, you said before you would go and didn't listen, but at that time, at that right moment, bam.
Right.
Like David, it took him 10 years.
Absolutely.
It took him 10 years. He just didn't dance his clothes off and woo, and then he said that you are a man after my own heart, because he was sincere about it. He was real. I'm getting ready to do this stuff. Okay, God, I know you see me, but I'm getting ready to do it anyway. He was honest. He didn't try to really fake it, but it took 10 years for him to come around. So don't be discouraged if it's not instant like that. You just have to really, really kind of work on it and say, I'm going to do this. And if you fall, just get back up.
Yeah, well, I believe, God prepares us our whole life.
Exactly.
For
exactly.
The moment that you're in now. Everything that's happened to you, every person you've met, you had to go through that and meet them people to be the person that you are today. Because if it would have just been a little bit different, you'd be a whole different person. And God puts these things in our lives. I like to tell my people at my sober living, even though God let you fall over the stick, He kept you from falling off the cliff.
That's it.
And He's put all these things in our life to be able to have our own type of ministry, to be able to spread His word. And it took 45 years for me. But it was 45 years of learning. It was 45 years of experiencing. It was 45 years of experiencing what's out there. So when it was time for Him to say, hey, now it's time for you to work for me, I had something to give. He made us individuals for a reason. So we all have our own way of giving God His glory and spreading His message.
Using your gift, your personal smile. Everybody's smile is different. And I like to say that, and I know how you invest back. I know your strongest support system. I know besides your Creator, who is your strongest support system that never gave up on you? I'm not talking about your 1,000 friends on Instagram and Facebook or fake book, and all of that. But who is that solid? Because we should have at least 2 people, 3, not 3,000, that we could say, call them up anytime, fall back on them, and they'll catch you. Who was your strong support system that never gave up on you?
Well, of course, like you said, first and foremost, it was God.
So, yeah.
As far as individuals, it would be, you know, my mother was
And her
always.
name, I want your name to go, you know, the part of her name.
Her name is Patricia.
Patricia
Ann Sanchez.
Okay.
And you know, she was always there for me, no matter what happened.
Do you have a picture of her?
I not with me. I don't.
Not with you. I want you
do.
to send it, because when I do this, I want to put her name up. Mother's Day is coming up, which is 365 days a year. But I want to put her picture up there, because that's truly important to have that support system. So, Patricia.
So, Patricia, my mother. There would actually be three, because my father, you know, he was a big supporter of me.
And his name?
Rudolph Raymond Sanchez. And then my brother Jimmy.
Jimmy.
He's my best friend. Like I said, we're 2 years apart. We grew up together. We both got our lives together around the same amount of time. And he's always supported me. We fight like cats and dogs, but I love him to death. And he would be the next one that I would say is my soul.
And keep
supporter.
with that education and work with them girls also. You know what? I just love this. And to me, with my final words of wisdom, I want you to know this: holding on to anger and resentment is like taking poison, hoping the other person dies. And a lot of times that poison may be drugs and all of that, but you have to deal with that. What are your words of wisdom? And we're going to close with that. Speak into your camera and give the youth something, whatever I forgot to bring up.
My words of wisdom would be that if you're in trouble, reach out for help. Reach out to somebody close to you. If you're younger in age, reach out to an adult. Let them know what's going on in your life. Let them know the problems that you're having, or else you're never going to be able to solve them on your own accord. If you're an adult and you're having problems, reach out to some type of foundations that deal with these types of things. There's help out there. You can always go to Strike Out Against Drugs. We have some places there that you can get some help. 211. They have a lot of stuff. If you need family help, if you need housing help,
again.
If you need any type of help, you can get all that stuff. Again, the website is www.strikeoutagainstdrugs.com.
And that's it.
Thank
you so much.
You're welcome.
This is really good, and I've learned a lot more about you.